All right, so in today's video, we're going to answer the question, is Grant Cardone's courses worth it? And I'm going to be transparent, give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of someone who has spent thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, and no, he did not pay me to make this. And if you want to fact check that, confirm with your wife's or girlfriend's boyfriend. So let's jump right into it. And from the jump, I do want to mention that Grant Cardone, Uncle G, GC, whatever you want to call him, and I call him GC because we go way back, but he's been very influential in my life with all the material, the teachings. Admire what he's actually been able to accomplish as well, and to actually have him on the podcast and interview him in person 10 feet across from me really goes to show you here on here what is possible, because I'm a kid, grew up on welfare, food stamps, Section 8 housing, single mother, and was able to do that. Just shows you what else more is possible. And we'll go ahead and start with the first pro is that the strategies and techniques actually work, especially the negotiation material that he goes into is the multiple options scenario, which was my biggest takeaway, and I was actually able to use and save millions of dollars on real estate deals. And I'll just give you an example, is that the multiple option scenario is you give the seller of the property a option, a B option, and a C option. And for this particular deal is we were in the final stages of the negotiation, just finished the due diligence, and it was close to about $300,000 that we needed a reduction on the purchase price. So the A option was, hey, seller, we will agree with the current purchase price, but you got to do this, this, and this. B option is, hey, seller, don't worry about anything, we got it taken care of. However, we're gonna need a credit at closing for $200,000 for all those repairs that we're gonna have to make. And then the C option is, we're gonna walk away from the deal entirely, and was able to save $200,000 on that particular one because they ended up moving forward with the B option. This one can actually be a double-edged sword, because which I'll get to the cons at a later point, is there is a lot of information for you to go through, a material which is good and also bad, but at the same time is that you're really taking someone's years, and in his case is decades of experience, and it's all in one place for you to actually be able to go through and go as deep as you can. And this is why I value mentorship and in essence paying for, let's say, this type of education, because you're ramping up and speeding up your process. I used to have the limiting belief for the longest time that, no, I'll go out there, I'll figure it out on my own. Yes, you can do that, but there's more risk, and a lot of times it does take longer. And even within this is the most important piece is mindset, because yes, you can share all the tools, the tactics, and the strategies, but if you don't have the right mindset, which actually does do a good job in going into, is none of that matters. And just from my experience here, I believe it's 95% actual mindset, and then the remaining 5% is the actual mechanics of doing certain things. Just some cons when it comes to the Cardone University is it is driven primarily for salespeople, and of course everything in life is sales when it comes to that, but it's not exactly transferable to someone who is a real estate investor and investing in properties, and it is very salesy, direct in your face. And just what I've experienced in today's environment or just in general, people do not like to be sold. And lastly is that, let's say you're attending one of his boot camps, or you just get enough information to then be upsold to the next offering that he does have. So not going to knock that hustle, but that's just one thing you have to take into consideration. And then lastly is that the angle that he takes is, especially when it comes to scaling, is he's got a lot of people on his team that are helping him. So I'll give you an example, is that with marketing, he talks about being omnipresent and on all these different platforms. It makes complete sense, but he has a team that's helping him with that. But at the same time, if you're just starting out, what I found is picking 1 to 2 platforms and really maximizing on that versus trying to spread yourself thin. And when I say platforms, I mean the Facebooks, the YouTubes, having your own podcast, being on Bigger Pockets. And that's exactly how I started my journey. Was I just focused on the platform Bigger Pockets, going on there. I was doing the blogging, I was doing in the forums. And then that's what I moved to different platforms versus from the beginning doing multiple and then spreading myself then from that. So my overall thoughts are yes, but also at the same time, one little small carve out is no, in the case that you are someone who is not an action taker and actually goes through material and applies it. Because what I've learned, and this is all boot camps that I've gone to, all the investments that I've made from an educational pieces, there's only a small percentage of people that actually take all these courses and all that actually do apply it and make something of themselves. So you can be that actual person versus I see many other people, they complain about the product or their course or whatever it is when it's actually them. And I remember Earl Nightingale gives this example that of the person that is mad at the typewriter saying it can't type. You get where I'm going with that. So that's all I have for you all. Go ahead and comment below with GC if you've been able to make it all the way through this, and then also like the content. It really means the world to me. And then also hit that subscribe button. Keep being awesome. I appreciate you so much. In my DJ Khaled voice.